So I wanted to talk about this hood situation. Now, apparently, the woman, last name Hood, I believe, and her son, the charges against them for first degree murder have been dropped. Okay. Apparently, the prosecution is saying that they just don't have enough to really pursue the case. Okay. And so I wanted to talk about it. It's a trending topic right now. And I think it's a good backdrop to share a greater message. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to say, the main reason why this story is being put up front, in our opinion, is because there was a situation that occurred down in Florida where a so-called black woman was murdered by her neighbor. Okay. And it was behind some altercation with kids playing in the yard or something like that. But I believe that the prosecution as well down there is saying that they are having a hard time pursuing that case because they just don't have really enough to work with. And so I believe to kind of distract people from focusing in on that, they're putting this up front. Okay. But we're going to talk about that on another video. But as far as this situation here, how it's being served up, it is not going to be a good look for the so-called black community, all right, in the future, okay? Because when you look at this situation, man, you got to say that, all money ain't good money. And, just when you look at how they have just dismissed the charges and you don't hear anything after that, in my opinion, that dismisses the public, especially the so-called black community, from focusing on the important questions that should be asked. Okay? Like, how did this kid get access to a gun? All right? And considering that, his mother was instructing him to shoot other people, what is this kid's upbringing about? How's his mother raising him? You know what I'm saying? Has this been done before? What else do this mother who's instructing this kid to do these types of things, what else has she instructed him to do chaotic out here in these streets? All right? Nobody is asking these questions because everybody want to stay caught up in this whole he saved the so-called black woman narrative. All right? Because that is primarily what this is about. All right? And another thing is, if that had not been a so-called black man, I believe the energy would have been different among a lot of you so-called black integrationalists. All right? Y'all would definitely be asking more questions. But, that's also a whole other story. But, the influence behind this, y'all, will have a situation in the future where a lot more of these young dudes who have no business having access to these weapons are going to get access to these weapons. Okay? And that's easier than ever when you look at how 3D printing has just grown legs and running out here. I mean, they got 3D printed guns, switches, they got it all out here. All right? And these young dudes are getting access to them. All right? And when you look at situations like this, you're going to have them getting guns, looking for a reason to be a hero out here. All right? Not understanding the consequences. All right? Because we know for sure that charges ain't going to be dropped. Okay? Behind the majority of the heinous crimes that are going to be committed out here with young dudes packing these weapons. Okay? But nobody is thinking about that. Because, if that was the case, number one, in my opinion, that mother, she would be charged with child endangerment. Okay? And then number two, we would be hearing about that kid getting some serious help. See, you didn't hear that tap dancer Nicki Minaj saying, you know, I'm gonna participate in investing in getting this kid some help. I know that's a traumatic thing that happened, you know, yada yada yada. You know, considering that they're always over there talking about mental health. The reason why is because they want to sidestep that, because they want this to be something that's going to encourage a lot of more young dudes to be like this. And also a lot of these mothers, okay? To create this so-called belief that they can turn their young black men into toy soldiers and get away with it. All right, and so that's my opinion about it, man. It's 300.